Hey guys, it's the Hauntdermotts here, and we're at home in Whitehall, Township, Pennsylvania, and we're gonna see what kind of Halloween stuff they have inside.
So there's always these Halloween welcome mats, and we can never decide what we want. We have Mickey and Minnie Halloween. We have another Disney theme. Oh, it looks like Nightmare Before Christmas. I bet these are all Disney choices. Oh yeah, look. Peanuts. Very cute. Also, I'm seeing this new trend of like very girly, almost like a pastel goth aesthetic for Halloween this year. It seems like there's a lot of pink, black, sort of pearlescent colors. Down here we have the flocked pumpkins and skulls in the girly sort of pastel goth color scheme. I guess these are table toppers, or maybe, you know, for outside of the front door. We got some teddy bears, ghosts. These all light up, but I was trying them before. And they don't have batteries in them. So maybe closer to Halloween. But yeah, these like crystallized skulls or crystallized ghosts are really neat. And we got some little guys. Oh, look at this little boo. Yep, this is just like a figurine table topper. Then we got the big one. Some more, I call it disco pumpkins. Oh, look at this little, it's a flock jack-o'-lantern with a cat face. So you get kind of a 2-in-1 there. Some votive holders. And then a beautiful Halloween tree in that like soft pastel goth aesthetic. Another thing we always say we're going to do but have yet to do. And then coming around this side, we have a pumpkin sign here in that color scheme.
Here's my mom checking out all of the Halloween garlands they have here. They have a good assortment.
They do.
Look at all those. You got the ones with the jack-o'-lanterns on there. Yep, there's some ghosts right there. Look at all these Halloween colors you have here. Black, orange, and white on that one. Here's some Halloween colored beads. And of course, here's the one stretched out. You got black and orange right there. Here's a hanging skeleton right there. Or you could also put him in the ground. You could have him standing. Check that out. Here's a sign that says, "Welcome, home sweet haunted home." I really love that. Look at those bats flying around the haunted sign. Yeah, here's a bunch of outdoor decorations. Here you have some ghosts. Look at these hanging eyeballs in these flowers. I think this one's a skeleton flamingo right there. And check out that one, that killer plant. There's a black cat standing on top of a pumpkin. There's a ghost right there. Check out this sign, "Welcome foolish mortals." I like this sign that says "The Boo Crew." It's got ghosts, jack-o'-lanterns. Look at that, hanging out the pickup truck. Check out this yard sign, "Love you to the tomb and back." Here's a bunch of skeletons that could be hung outside. Or, again, they could be standing up. You just put these into the ground by the picks at the bottom. And check out this stack of jack-o'-lanterns and this one right here. Look at that, different colors. You got orange and black, white and black, and look at the spots on this. And of course there's bats at the top. Here's a black cat. Looks like it lights up in the background. I really like this haunted house sign right here. Look at that. Look at all those, the ghosts, the jack-o'-lanterns, and it says "Home Spooky Home." Here's a stack of jack-o'-lantern with multiple different faces on it. Check out this cauldron, says "Come in, my pretties." Check out the green bubbles on top. Yeah, they just have a ton of different jack-o'-lanterns. Just check them all out. There is just a bunch of them. Regular pumpkins. There's some other jack-o'-lanterns here. All different varieties. All different faces. Look at these stacks right here. Yeah, just a ton of them here. All different kinds of jack-o'-lanterns. And of course, I really love this giant one right here. And check out this one right here. Of course, it lights up and makes sound. I love that. I love all these candelabras. And check that out, that skeleton couple. There's another candelabra there. I love these candles. I wish I could see what they look like when they light up. Here we have a ton of wax candles. Check these out. Look at the details that go into these. I don't know how well you could see that. Look at that one. That one is a beaded skull. Here's some other skulls right here that looks like a Grim Reaper. And check that out. That is a rose. There's a heart right there. There's a hand holding up a skull. Yeah, look at that skull right there that's resting in that hand. I love the details on that. Check out these Grim Reaper statues. Those are awesome. And check out that tombstone right there. These ravens are awesome. Check out those eyes on that. That is so cool. I really love the details in this statue right there. Look at that. You have the crack in the face and you could see the teeth. But look at those eyes. Wow, that looks so disturbing. And I love the details on this ghostly looking, looks like a sheet ghost. And it is a bust, but what I really like is the detail with the moss look on it. And look at the creases. It is so well detailed. Look at that face. That is so ghostly. Here's a statue of a dragon. Look at the details on that. Wow, look at his eyes. Look at the horns on him. Look at all the details. Look at his scales. And his wings, really well crafted. Check out these haunted buildings there. Look at this one. It says welcome. You have that skull with the top hat on there. And it says welcome. Come in and rest your bones. But what I like on this one is these two gargoyles sitting on top. That is awesome. I love this haunted house. Check that out. We have a lot of awesome looking tombstones here, guys. Look at this. Rest in peace. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Look at that. Look at that one behind there. That looks like a Celtic cross right there. And then look at this one. It's got the skull. It says R.I.P. and it's got a couple group of skulls at the bottom. I really love this tombstone here. Rest in peace. Born. I can't see what that says. Maybe 1850, died 1883. And it's got the Grim Reaper standing next to it. Here's a Grim Reaper sitting on top of a tombstone. Here's a tombstone with some melted candles. It's supposed to light up. I couldn't get it to light up, but look at that. I really like the looks of that one. This whole section is different kinds of skeletons and skulls. Check out the details on this skeleton right here. And I like this one right here. I really love that one that's resting on his hand. I really love these vampire skulls right here. Those are so cool. I love these stacked skulls with the black roses, and then of course you have the raven sitting on top. Here's some smaller stacked skulls right here. Of course we have some well-detailed giant skulls right here. And check out these large skulls. These are black large skulls. I really like that you could get both white or black. I just love the details that go into these. And check out this skull. Look, it's open and you could put things inside there. I really like that. Yeah, I guess these are maybe flower vases or something. Look at that one. This is a one that is black. There's a white one right there, but I love that you could see the roses or whatever plants you want to put inside there. Check that out. I love the texture on these ones. I think they light up. Yeah, check out the eyes lighting up on that. But what I really love is that texture right there. You see the cracks and you see the texture on there. Look at that. That is so cool. Again, we have some more skulls that light up and have these texture on it. Like, look at how his eyes light up, but Again, look at the detail on the texture of his face. This is a large skeleton hand holding a lantern that is a skull. And what I really like is that skull looks like it's wax and it's dripping. I love the details on that. Check out this large skull. It is made up of a bunch of tiny skulls. I really love that look and the care and detail that go into each and every tiny skull that makes this a giant skull. Here's a giant skull. I believe his eyes light up. Yes, they do. Look at that. And of course, look at this skeleton. His eyes light up. I like that he's got hair on him. And look how he's dressed. It's just a bust. I really think that's awesome detail that goes into the clothing and everything on this. Here's some normal skeletons right here. I believe the eyes light up. Yes, they do. And here we have some glow-in-the-dark skeletons right here. That is so cool. Here's some different colored miniature skeletons. You have pink, black, and white right there. These are awesome. Check this out, guys. R.I.P. And check out the details on him. I love this. And let's see if he lights up. There his eyes light up, guys.
Stay tuned for part 2,
where we'll check out large props, animatronics, and inflatables. All right, guys, happy haunts.
See you on the next video.
And subscribe to our channel. Bye, guys.
Bye.